hit the dance floor.
Come on.
Hey guys, it's Shock here with the battle versus Aya. I'm not sure what her YouTube channel is. We've been trying to have a battle probably for ever since I started competitive Pokemon. But she never had a DS. But she finally got one, and we were like, hey, let's fit gen battle. And the song choice is going to be, I did this right before I went to work one day. The song choice is going to be Criminal by Disturbed. So I'm going to leave my Terrakion, because I love Terrakion. It's a boss. It's just a beast. And she leaves with Seraph, and I'm like, shit, Scarf, right? So I'm going to switch out an Infidel, and then a Nasty Plot. So I'm like, great, I've been fooled by Zoroark. Fun now begins. And she stays and goes for a second Nasty Plot, and I'm like, huh. As I go for a Signal Beam, at least I'll bring it down to its Focus Sash, maybe confuse, kill itself, right? No! It has no Focus Sash, I just take it out right away, I'm like, woo! And she goes out into Miki, her Jolteon, I'm like, I'm out of here, going on to Virizion, which is a natural special defense beast, right? No. Specs Thunder, that hurts. That hurts even more, paralyzes me, I'm like, great. I'm like a 3-hit KO with Thunder. This isn't good. I gotta hope for no Parax. I don't get paralyzed, thank God. I go for the Sacred Sword. I was actually hoping for a crit. And I was like, damn, that's jolly. Animate might have actually KO'd that. So she does for another Thunder and it takes me out. So now I'm going to go into my Spider because now I know I can sort of pretty much force the switch as she doesn't want to lose that. And she actually goes out her actual Flygon. And I go for the Bug Buzz. And it does. This is modest. And I have the Focus Sash, so I'm like, yeah, I can take this. I'll live, right? 66 HP, I'm like, wow, Sash is broken. I'll go for another Buzz, and I do get a crit there. I'm like, wow, crit that I wanted earlier. Darn. And she goes out into Mai. I fought her off Spider at this point, because I know I kind of wanted to scout out, and it's Life Orb. So I'm like, alright, now I'm going to go to Terrakion, scare it off, and I'm going for Stone Edge. Anyways, as she goes into Psy, her Frostlass, and I'm like, oh dear God. And I get a critical hit, and I did the XD sign in the T-Flare chat, and she's like, what's funny? I said, I got a crit on a Focus Sash. And I was like, wow, it must be Bulky Lass, because I outsped, and I just went for the safe Aerial Ace. Now she goes back out into Miki, and I'm going to switch out and go on to Cosmo. I'm like, I wasn't sure why I switched into Cosmo, but she misses. She doesn't miss now, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my, it stops. Parahax, again. So I go for the Psychic and finish it off. I'm like, okay, on two different Pokemon, they hit Thunder with the very first time on both of them. Parahax both. I was like, Aya, you haven't seen luck. So now she goes out into Mai, and she goes for an Extreme Speed, thinking it would probably KO me. But it doesn't, I'm like, no Parahax. But I suffer Parahax. I'm like, darn, because I'm pretty sure a Psychic would have put it in Red Zone health, because she's going to go for a Flare Blitz now, and combining Flare Blitz and Life Orb Recoil, that Arcanine is going to take a bunch of health. Watch. Boom. Like 35-40% of its health, something like that, is gone now. So I'm going to go into Terrakion now, and I'm just going to go for the Stone Edge, praying to God it doesn't miss, because that Arcanine probably has close combat. And I don't miss, and that obliterates, and I'm like, yes! So now she's going to go out into her very last Pokemon, her Toph, or Jumpluff, and she goes for the Sleep Flyer. I'm like, alright, this is the second time in Gen 5 that I'm going to abuse Sleep Claws in a way. It's to my advantage. Pretty much bend it to my advantage. I'm going to switch out now and go out into Infidel, because I can sponge any hit from a Jumpluff all day long. And she goes for U-turn, and I'm like, okay. And then I didn't even notice. I looked up, looked down, and I just seen the animation. The attack harshly fell, special attack harshly fell animation. I was like, I did the sad face. I was like, seriously? So, good game, Aya. Guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'll put her channels down below. A link to T-Flare, and peace, guys.